And we are live! Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Iodrarune Fables. Of course, a quick note about our format before we hop into things. The first part of the stream will always be a roughly 90 minutes game. Then we'll have a short break, and then there will be a second game taking place elsewhere with different characters and run by a different DM. I am your DM for the first section of tonight's festivities. Avalon, she, her, or they, them. Let's go ahead and have y'all introduce yourselves. Vice, you go first. Who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi, my name is Vice. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Cricket, our lovely little rogue Kenku friend, who also uses they, them pronouns.
Beautiful. And Cesario, or Dust, even. Who are you and who are you playing?
Hey, I'm Dust. I'm playing Cesario. Figaro. He is a water genasi paladin of Iodrarune,
Yeah, he is.
and everything's a dog.
What's that?
You're already kind of like underwater warbly too. So
Yeah, I was
you've
gonna
got that.
say, you're getting into character.
Yeah, everything's a dog.
Everything is a dog.
Yeah, wait till you meet some of those Finn dogs. And last but certainly not least, for the moment anyway, Tiff, who are you and who are you playing?
Hello, I am Tiff. I use she, her, they. I'm playing Laurel. Also uses she, her. She is a Asamara Sorsa Paladin, Palisorcidin, that type of thing. The terminology's still out there.
All right. Yeah, my doctor tried to subscribe Sorkadin once. It didn't really work. I think I made that joke last stream too. I'm probably gonna do it again.
It's a good one.
Sorkadin sounds like a prescription med. I don't know what to tell you.
It definitely does. It's like if you are having issues with Sorkadin, please talk to your physician.
All right, great. For a spot of DM inspiration, who can tell us what happened last time?
I think Vice actually put the journal together.
No goes.
Of course they did. Vice is a rock star.
Yeah, they are.
I can barely spell my own name on a good day.
Do you want to read it, Vice, or should I?
I got the DM inspiration last session. It is all up to you if you would like.
Take it. All right. So, totally stealing from Vice's fantastic journal work, we finished our trek to the summit, and we're looking out along the boat docks. We find our boat, the Golden Auger, in which Cricket makes a break for the crow's nest.
A very impressive break, I will add.
Impressive break. Yep. Dodging thrown bottles, ropes, and various different things that were thrown at them to get all the way up to the top. Meanwhile, Laurel and Cesario were just completely amazed by the water and completely distracted by it as well, before recognizing, oh crap, that's our colleague and friend, we need to go figure out what's going up with them. Everyone makes it onto the boat. Cricket causes that chaos, which actually awakens the captain, who comes out to greet us, and tries to persuade Cricket to come down onto the main deck. Cricket instead places a shiny rock in her hand and jumps off of the ledge, landing in Laurel's arms, and she had like her little robe or blanket or whatever out there for that too. We all made a group decision to set off sailing in the morning. So the next morning, Cricket is actually given access to the crow's nest and is able to hang out there while Laurel does her prayers, and Cesario goes to drop the lost family's box into the ocean, along with conducting some funeral rites, we think. We're not entirely sure, but some sort of rites to the ocean. And so far our ride has been pretty calm. Really calm. Eerily calm. We do sort of see some mists in our future. We think that Soul is getting close.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, take your DM inspiration. Yeah, so the ride has been fairly smooth. Like I said last time as well, it is noteworthy that there doesn't seem to be much, if any, marine life visible. You know, you'd usually see fish occasionally breaking the surface, or a fin, or, you know, even seabirds diving into the water, whatever. But there seems to be very, very little, if any, here in the strait between Tirzol and Dragonhead. And yeah, like I said last time as well, as the ship seems to be getting closer to the island and entering the mist, it started being slowed down, and that was pretty much where we left off. To that point, actually, we are going to pull to the new map, because I actually had a moment to make it last time. Which is to say, before this time. So yeah, of course, Laurel is up there at the top, or the front, rather. Pretend I'm saying real boat words as well. It would be greatly appreciated. And
the
then...
front of the boat is called the bow. The back of the boat's called the aft.
That was a stern.
It's only stern when you insult it.
No one can insult the boat, guys.
Sorry, that was very dumb.
Are we using? Do you have a battle map screen that we can shift to? Or...
Oh right. I forgot about that. That would probably make things easier to see. Come on, you can do the adjustment. There we go. Alright. So yeah, this is where we currently left off. The boat is slowing as it enters the mist. Cricket, well, Cesario's doing is right. Laurel is doing her prayers and such. Is Cricket the only one that seems to really be keeping an eye out, or either of you trying to perceive through the mist?
I mean, Laurel's gonna be praying to see through the mist, but she's not getting much of a good response at the moment, I don't think. But, like, you know...
Fair enough.
Hope eternal.
Alright. Alright, well then, Cricket, I need a perception check from you. Just a straight roll, because while you might have had advantage from your height and or the spyglass, it is a very dense fog or mist settling over the water.
Heard. And you said perception, correct?
Yes, please. Oof.
Ooh. Very misty.
It is very misty, and Cricket is also momentarily distracted by the shiny brass portions of the spyglass, and is just kind of like scratching at them with their claws and just like rubbing at the metal to make sure it's clean, and just is very enamored with the shiny bits of the spyglass.
Now I do have a quick question.
Please?
Because I did not end up using my DM inspiration from last session. Could I use it now?
Sure. It
Or is
lasts
that like
until
a
used.
flashback?
It lasts until used, so go for it.
Ooh, okay.
Also, a blanket thing. Borrowing this from one of my DMs. If for the recap specifically, if you have DM inspiration and you do the recap, you can give the new DM inspiration to someone else as well. In any case,
That's a little bit better. It's a 12 instead of a natural one.
No, that's good. Somewhere off to the right side of the boat, you do, for just a moment, see it's hard to describe. It's sort of a curled shape descending back into the water. But you see it over to the right side of the ship.
In that case, Cricket will probably, you know, kind of follow it with the spyglass. And you said that there was a half-elf that's up here with me, right?
I will say, because I didn't grab a token for them, on account of my hubris, A short ways into the boat ride, when it seemed like you really had things sort of under control, they went below decks to work on other things. So you are currently up here alone.
Cricket is just gonna hold that spyglass real close to their chest and just think to themselves like, huh, this is a lot of responsibility right now. uh, Nothing has happened yet, so I'm just gonna keep looking.
No, understood. At that, Cesario, you feel a tug at the back of your mind, like something's drawing your attention to the back right side of the ship. Think of it like the mental equivalent of a doorbell.
Ding dong. Ding
Cesaro, finishing up his ritual, takes note of that mental feeling, and he'll go into the starboard quarter of the vessel.
As in towards the ping, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I am a civilian, and unfortunately, I do not know many boat things.
Describing it down to you right now on the Discord.
Oh, that is delightfully helpful. Thank you.
No problem.
All right. So yeah, as you come to that corner and look toward the water, for just a moment, you see a wide spade-shaped head, a good 10 feet wide, break the surface of the water for a moment. It almost seems slightly translucent, or it's difficult to describe, but it feels like it's maybe not quite there. And it just says, Cesario. And then it like dips back below the water, and it disappears from view for a moment. At that, give me just a moment here.
What did it look like one more time? I'm sorry.
What's that?
What did it look like?
It was the head that broke the surface was sort of a spade shape, like a shovel, like a spade.
Like almost like a squid, kind of.
Not quite. Well, roll a nature check for me.
Okay. Where's my sheet? Well, they're smart. Recently are smart. Yes. Can I give myself guidance?
Yeah, I'll say that because you've been sort of carefully inspecting things, and yeah. While you're rolling that as well, Laurel, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception, what a great question. Let me get you that answer.
You said nature, right?
Yes, please.
Cesario gently touches the medallion hanging on his chest plate, his sigil of Umberly, and utters a soft prayer as he's trying to figure out what this thing is.
Okay.
Perception nature
is a 13.
Okay, that's not bad. I'll get back to you in just a moment, Cesario. Laurel, as you're on the bow of the ship and you're sort of trying to glimpse the sky through the fog and getting perhaps a little more anxious with each few seconds that go by, you realize that there are a few places on the deck where it seems like the fog is swirling. That's really the best way to describe it. It seems like the fog is sort of moving around in a few localized spots. And before you can really articulate that or really investigate it, I'm trying to... They all pop up? They did! The fog coalesces into multiple shapes on the deck of the ship. There we go. Sorry, I was trying to deselect the tokens and Foundry was being annoying.
Well, the cool thing is that, like, from my player view, it totally zoomed in to where you were, but then, like, on the stream view, it's still, like, big. It's just big.
Yeah,
Which is
so
fine,
on the deck of the ship, right in front of you, Laurel, a pale blue, translucent figure appears. Features non-specific and sort of hazy. Roll an intelligence saving throw for me.
No.
Elsewhere on the deck of the ship, a couple more humanoid shapes appear. Also hazy in their own way. I'll get back to that in a moment. And different members of the crew that are on the deck begin sort of engaging them. Cricket, make an intelligence saving throw for me, please.
Oh no.
And then Cesario, 17. You surmise this is probably not a squid, based on the shape of the head and the specific placement of the eyes. And as you're sort of mulling that over, around the back of the ship and the other corner, you see a large, scaly, half sort of rotted form shifting in and out of the water and sort of coaxing you to that side of the ship as well. It's 8. Oh. Okay. So, at this as well,
Cricket's not very smart.
a figure emerges from the from below decks. Bonk. No, that was supposed to be a token. Hold on. I need to edit that right quick. Prototype
So
token.
Laurel, while this is happening, is just kind of like watching with eyes growing wider and wider as, like, I'm assuming that everywhere that the swirly mists are happening is also where the creatures are appearing.
Yes.
So it's almost like I am. It's there's a whole bunch of guys.
Okay. I will also should be able to. No, it's not. I forgot how to share stuff to the chat. Apparently, well, let me do that. In any case, before we hop into things, Lishva, can you describe? Well, first of all, who is playing Lishva, and then describe Lishva for us, please.
All right, so I am Minerva. My pronouns are she, her. However, I'm playing Lishva, who was a Shadowkai ancestral barbarian. So, and pronouns are he, him, actually. So I'm playing an opposite gender character.
Beautiful.
And this new character who's being introduced.
Yes. Which is why they collectively, you and Lishva, do not currently have a spot on the interface. The decision was made yesterday to intro them, and yeah, in any case, please describe what Lishva looks like for us. At this point, Cricket is the only one that can see him, and I'll get back to those intelligence saving throws in a moment as well, but please describe Lishva for us.
It's like this tall, lanky figure standing about like 6 feet tall. He kind of looks like he belongs in a death metal band, for lack of a better term. He has this like has like a deathly pallor to him. He has pointed ears, so he's like obviously an elf of some sort. He has like several piercings on his ears and eyebrows and stuff, and is kind of skimpily dressed in kind of this dark blue and black outfit, along with like a black kilt as well. And the most notable item that he carries on him is this big, long scythe that is taller than he is, and has a black blade that is shaped kind of like a raven's head.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right. Now, those rolls, those intelligence saving throws I had you make.
Do I have to make one as well, or?
Not yet. We will get to that in a moment. There's a reason, trust me. Laurel, the figure in front of you doesn't really get clearer visually. but you do hear a voice. You're not sure if you're hearing it audibly or if it's in your head, but it seems to be a woman's voice. And she's just, at first it seems like she's crying, but as you sort of make eye contact with the figure in front of you and sort of study it a little bit, it solidifies a bit more into a voice. And again, not sure if it's audible or mental, but why didn't you return? And just seems to be mournfully crying out to you and reaches a hand toward you. Cricket, as you are... Sorry, go ahead. I heard a bonk, like a push to talk.
Ah, yeah, sorry, I was saying yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, just double checking. As you look down at the figure, and this is not one of the vaguely ethereal blue forms like you saw elsewhere on the ship. This appears to be a humanoid skeleton. Again, somewhat translucent, like they're not 100% there, but they're wearing leather armor. You see weapons strapped to their body. What looks like a little kit of some kind is dangling off their belt. And for a moment, as you look down at them and they look, the head tilts up towards you, you are stricken with the memory of that job that went badly. You can tell us the specifics if you want to, of the voice that you might hear. With Cricket's mimicry, I imagine it would be very specific. But as you are looking down at the figure, it starts clambering up the rope, up the mast, toward the crow's nest. You estimate you probably have 12 seconds at most before it gets to the top. Both Laurel and Cricket do get the impression that these are hostile entities. And with that, I am going to ask that everyone roll initiative. It is time.
Hey then.
I've never used the combat tracker before. This will be exciting.
Select everybody, right click, and you listen. And then don't roll initiative until that's done, because...
Okay. I can't even... Oh, there it is.
Oh, it automatically rolls initiative for everyone, doesn't it?
It gives us the opportunity to go in and roll that way.
Fascinating. Okay, cool.
There we go. And then it will roll for all of your...
What am I looking for as far as
So
that
over
initiative tracker?
at the top right...
I mean, I see it on my sheet, but...
Right,
yeah.
but look at the top right where you have the chat bar and stuff.
Yeah?
And there's the little swords.
Oh, there's a
across.
combat. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so I can
Go click
do
on the
it there.
combat and then like just click button.
Alright. Oh, I see. There's a little die. Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, I rolled high.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
So as Lishva comes out, you see some of these figures. You don't see the ones that are on the deck behind you because the difference in height is too great, so you don't have vision on those. But you do see a vaguely skeletal shape making for the central mast. You see another skeletal shape further down the deck. And then you also can vaguely, not very, very well, but you can see another skeletal form and then an ethereal blue form towards the front of the boat. Go ahead and roll an intelligence saving throw for me. Now that you are
Okay.
a part of
Let's see.
proceedings.
I don't know if there's a section for saving throws or anything, but oh, actually no, it's on the right. Okay, so I'll just do that. Come on.
Well,
Roll?
if you
You
click
click
on the
the-
stat, it'll ask you if you want an ability
Yeah.
check or
Oh,
a
I
saving
see.
throw, and then
There
just
it
hit
is.
saving throw. Yeah. Ew. I'm really sorry that all of you failed. um, as you are surveying the situation, the skeleton further down the main deck makes eye contact with you, and its figures sort of solidify a little bit, and you see a large gash appear along its neck and start bleeding. And there's this overwhelming sense of mourning and disappointment that you feel as you look at this form. But you do get a hostile sense from all of these entities on the deck. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to switch over the music. Ah! Come on. You can do it, Foundry. There we go. All right. What do you do with the information you have to hand?
Well, assuming I'm going first.
You
that's
are.
what the
You're at the
tracker
top of
says.
initiative.
Wow, I did not expect to win initiative my first thing here. Okay, so Wishpath sees a skeleton that is trying to approach the mast where there is this Kenku person up there. So he's going to.
Just click and drag your token.
There we go. Yeah. So he's gonna move over to it. Actually, no. He's gonna move right here
Sure.
because guess what? His scythe is actually a flavored glaive, so it has reach.
Nice. All right, go for it.
And,
All right. So
and
what
as a bonus action,
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say as a bonus action, he is going to rage.
Yeah,
so
he is.
He is going to. Yeah. So as you see him, watch as these kind of ghostly forms kind of appear out of his scythe and kind of surround the blade a little bit, as he is going to try to attack that skeleton that's trying to climb the mast.
Absolutely. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay, try to find where my attack is. Oh, I guess I just click on the weapon.
Yeah.
All right. This is Riven's Bane. How do I even roll an attack?
So if you move to the left a little bit under your inventory, there's the dice. You can do
Yeah, I see the die. I click on it and nothing happens.
Okay, so if you go back into the chat, you should be able to hit the button that says attack, and it should roll it.
Button that says- Okay. Oh, there it is. I see it. That's just a little funky, but hey, I'll do it.
Yeah, there might be
all of
something.
this.
There might be
yeah.
something iffy on your sheet. We'll
Yeah.
figure that out later.
Oh, that's a 25 to hit.
Beautiful. Yeah, of course that hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, so now I can roll my damage. All right. So that's a normal. That's 8 slashing damage.
Awesome. Do you get a rage bonus to damage? I haven't played a barbarian.
Yes, it's a +2 actually. I
So that's-
think. Let me check. It should be a +2. Yes, it is a +2.
Okay.
And also, in addition to that, the first creature I hit with an attack while I am raging has disadvantage on any attack that isn't against me. So,
Okay. Great.
as these ghostly forms that were surrounding his scythe, they're now surrounding the skeleton.
Awesome. You
I
have
think you
successfully
can
drawn aggro.
I think
Yep.
you can go into features and actually click rage.
Maybe I haven't clicked that yet. Let me click that actually, because
I'm not 100% sure if it's going to work. As soon as
There's still a
okay,
lot we're
well, there's that.
there's a lot we're still learning about about Foundry. Every day is
Okay,
something new.
So there's the 2 damage.
Yeah. So you focus on those spirits, like you say, and they surround your scythe. How flourishy is Lishva with the attacks? Is it just very straight, like hack, or is it more like dancing, or what is his?
He's just kind of calmly holding it up, and as these spirits kind of surround it, and kind of almost holding it up in sort of like a prayer-like stance as he just swings it in one clean swing across where the skeleton is.
All right, cool.
Completely being very serious about it.
Yeah, the skeleton was facing away from you as it was heading up the mast, or attempting to head up the mast. And your swing cleaves it like right through the midsection. And while you do feel like you hit something solid, there's a sound almost of scraping a knife against stone. It seems like its shape is a lot less physical than than you might assume. So you feel like you did damage, but you feel like you didn't do as much as you might have hoped.
That's fine.
Awesome. Anything else with your turn?
No, that is all. That is it for me.
Beautiful.
Actually, no, I'm gonna move a little bit. I'm gonna move over here just so I'm not too far away.
Sure.
There we go.
All right, great. I forgot to hit begin combat. Okay, there we go. All right, great. So next up, we have the Spirit Naga. It curves back around the ship again. Ooh, hold on for just a moment. My laptop screen went dark on me. Come on. There we go. And as it passes under the ship, as it passes Cesario, you hear very clearly a rather hideous sound of bone and scale scraping against the wood of the ship. And while it's difficult to tell from your position, you feel like it might be doing damage. But the sea serpent-like form seems to be very calm. It doesn't seem to really be attacking directly. But as it gets to the other side of the ship here, it sort of rises out of the water and perches its head on the rail for a moment and just looks right at Cesario. And now that you've gotten a good look at it out of the water, it is in really rough shape. It is missing scales in places. There are bones showing in parts of its body. One of its eyes is gone. It is in really rough shape. And you get the impression that it's either almost entirely dead or potentially undead. But as it peers over the edge, you hear again in your mind, and what's that?
Am I able to respond yet, or?
Your turn is next, so yeah, you can have a few seconds of conversation if you want.
I'm going to attempt to respond back telepathically.
Sure.
Time for what?
Are needed elsewhere. I will say that is the Spirit Naga's turn. And a couple of the crew that are on the deck are very visibly frightened of this thing. So let's go ahead. And it is deliberately not attacking, you think. But it is now officially your turn, if there's anything you would like to do.
I'm going to step closer to the Naga, unarmored, because that's what we established last session.
Oh, right, because he feels very secure in the ocean, so he's not wearing armor. Thank you for reminding me, because I wouldn't have remembered that.
Yeah. He's gonna go up to the Naga slowly. He's like, let my friends and this ship travel in peace. I will gladly go with you.
Roll persuasion.
Would it be too much to use? Would ask for advantage for compliance?
Unfortunately, I'm going to say no. Your compliance was assumed by this entity. Well, before you roll your persuasion, roll an insight for me.
What is insight? I could read, that'd be cool. Okay. Its spell would be better. 12.
Okay. You get the impression it was expecting you to agree. And you have the vibe that this isn't strictly... these entities, this experience, isn't strictly about convincing you. Now let me see that persuasion check.
This is a very important role, we feel. And we both know how I roll with open roles.
Watch, you're gonna call inverse, and then you're gonna roll your 1 nat 20 you get a month. I encourage you to live your best life.
I'm gonna call it dirty.
Okay.
It's a natural one!
Beautiful.
Look at the nat 1. Yes.
Okay.
To remind people what inverse does.
Yes. Inverse is a house rule that we have, courtesy of Tiff, where before you make a roll, you can call inverse. And if you do that, it essentially mirror flips the die. So 1 becomes the best possible roll, and 20 becomes the worst possible roll. It's just a way to counteract what some of you might recognize as the Wheaton curse. The tendency of some people to hang out in the 1, 2, and 3 realm. Alright, so the snake just stares at you for a moment. The serpent just... It tilts its head so its one eye meets yours. And there's this pregnant pause for a second or two. It is not up to me, but I will try. You get the impression that the snake doesn't have control of the extra entities on the ship. It's more like all of them were pulled here. But you get the impression that it might try to help deal with them. I will say this conversation and exchange did take your action, but if there's anything you want to do with your bonus action, you have that ability.
Okay. But I do recognize these entities as...
You can assume that they are the spirits of people who have drowned at sea. Given and I'm only giving you this just because, you are from the Church of Umberlee. There's a non-zero chance you have dealt with entities like this before. Well, you know what I just said? Go ahead and roll